Good morning and welcome to our daily learning video. Today's letter is the letter R. Can you say R? R. Well, if your name has an R, stand up. If your name has an R, stand up. If your name has an R, if your name has an R, if your name has an R, stand up. Well, that is what the letter R looks like, uppercase and lowercase r. And today we're going to learn that R is for rocket. So let's decorate the letter R to kind of look like space because rockets go up into space. So an idea that I have for making the moon, sometimes rockets blast off to the moon or up to planets, is I'm just taking a toilet roll and dipping it into some paint, and then I'm just going to press it onto my letter R. That's going to look like maybe the moon or like some planets in outer space. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is just add some star stickers to mine. So there you have it. And if you want to, you could even take a pen or crayon and just make some little marks like that so that it really looks like the moon with craters. Those little indents in the moon are called craters. So there you have it. That's how we decorated our letter R today. By decorating the letter, it helps with letter recognition, so you'll remember the letter and what the name of it is. Well, we're going to write letter R now. So the way that you write letter R is you need to, I'm going to get my bubbles because I want to show you, you need to have a bubble. It's a 1 with a bubble, just like letter P that we just learned. So let me blow some bubbles for you. You can pop them. Just pretend to pop them by putting your finger like that on the screen. Pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. I need to catch one. Oh, I got one. So this is the letter P, remember? And letter R looks just like that. It's the number 1 with a bubble on the top, except for we're going to put a slide on the bottom. Okay, let's do that now. So let's make a number 1. Blow a bubble on top. And then slide down to the bottom. Let me show you that again. 1 bubble and a slide. Now on the handwriting house, I'll show you what to do, and you can get the weekly worksheets, the weekly lesson plan, all of that at the link below on my website. For all the grown-ups, it's kathyahuto.com. So that'll be down below so you can get this week's lesson plan and all the worksheets you need to do our daily learning video lessons. This is a complete pre-K curriculum that I used when I used to teach pre-K and kindergarten, and then I homeschooled my own children. So we've used this, and it's really fun, and you'll learn a lot and actually be able to read by the end. Okay, so there's a number 1, blow a bubble and slide. 1 bubble and slide. 1 bubble and slide. How about 2 more? 1 bubble and a slide. Okay, well, that was our uppercase R. And now let's work on the lowercase r. This is what it looks like. A little number 1. You're going to trace back up, and then you're going to go over. I like to say that the little r kind of looks like a rainbow. So let me get a different color and I'll show you. So if I make some more lines like this, it does kind of look like a rainbow. God put a rainbow in the sky, didn't he? When Noah and his family got off the ark, they saw a beautiful rainbow, no more rain. So R is for rainbow. And we're going to make the letter R on the handwriting house. all you have to do is just come downstairs because that's where the little letters usually stay. And then just make a 1, trace back up and over. 1 up and over like a rainbow. 1 up and over. Okay, that's the little letter R. I'll make a few more so you can practice. This is our handwriting time. And if you do not have any paper to practice your handwriting, you can just skywrite. I'll show you what that's like. So you can just make a 1 up and over. That's skywriting. Well, let me send a sticker for you because I know you are working so hard. So here you go. I wish I could put it on your handwriting paper because I think that you would deserve it. All right, well, I want to see if we can talk about the sound that letter R makes. Letter R says, you have to take your top teeth and put them on your bottom lip and then just kind of hum through. You try. Letter R says, it kind of sounds like we're blasting off in a rocket ship. Up to the sky. So let's practice that sound and pretend that we're blasting off, okay? Well, here we are outside on the launch pad, and we're gonna make that letter R sound and see if our rocket will blast off, okay? What does letter R say? Letter R says, so let's blast off. Ready? Letter R says, wow, we're going up so high in the sky. What does R say? Very cool. Oh, we're up in space. We blasted off all the way up into outer space. Isn't it beautiful up here? I see lots of stars. I see the sun peeking over the earth. This is the earth, and way down there, that's where our classroom is. Well, it's beautiful. I love it in outer space. God made all of this. He made the earth and all the planets. He made the stars. Well, I love seeing all God's creation from way up high, but I think I'm ready to go back down and get back into our classroom so we can learn some more. So let's blast off and head back to the classroom, okay? What does R say? Let's go, everybody. We're back in the classroom. I think Fred missed us. Fred, did you miss us? We were up in outer space. There's Fred right there. Well, that's what letter R says. Letter R says, like a rocket ship. Well, now that we know what letter R says, let's see if we can do some blending with the letter R, okay? So the first go around, session 1, we learned all the letter sounds. And during session 2, which is where we are now, we're learning how to blend the sounds together. And pretty soon in the future sessions, we'll be reading real words. But do you remember what the vowels are? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Now we're going to use these vowels. We're going to add a new one this week when we do letter U, but so far we've learned these in session 2. So let's put an R beside each of these. And now we're going to blend these sounds together, okay? Now let me get some props here because I want to see if you remember what some of these letters are. So first of all, what does letter A say? Letter A says, ah, ah, ah. Letter A says, ah, ah, like, achoo. So let's put these two sounds together. R says, ah, ra, ra, ra. Now, do you remember what letter E says? Letter E says, what, Sonny? Letter E looks like an ear, and letter E says, eh, What'd you say? Like little old man E, if you remember our vowel people. Eh, eh. So let's blend. R, eh, re, re. Good job. Letter I looks like a lollipop, and letter I says, oh, it's sticky. Letter I says, like an icky, sticky lollipop. Re, re, re. And you probably remember O. My friend O had a sore throat, and he said, ah. See, it looks like an O. Ah. So let's blend. Ah. Ra. Ra. Good job. Ra. Ra. Re. Re. Ra. You can practice those for homework. Pretty soon we'll add another letter and have a whole word. Okay, well, it is time now for something fun. I want to play a game to see if you remember all the letters we've been learning. So we're going to look for the hidden astronaut. The astronaut is hiding behind some of these letters. There are two astronauts. So I want to say a letter and you find it, and then I'll look under it and see if the astronaut's under that one. So let's start with an easy one. Can you find letter A? Point on your screen to the letter A. There's letter A. Let's look behind it and see. No astronaut. Uh-oh. Can you find letter P? Letter P. There's letter P. Let's see if there's an astronaut. Oh, no astronaut. Can you find the letter R? That's the letter we just learned. Where's R? There's letter R. And look, we found a hidden astronaut under the letter R. Pretty cool. Let's bring him up here. Okay, so now can you find the letter H? H. Let's look under letter H. No astronaut. Can you find the letter C? Point to C. There's a C, but no astronaut. Can you find the letter G? Letter G. Here's letter G, but no astronaut. Can you find the letter L? L. There's the L. No astronaut though. Can you find the letter M, like a mountain? M. There's letter M, and look, we found our other astronaut friend. Well, good job on letter recognition. And now it's time for some math. For math this week, we're working on the number 10, but we've been working on all the numbers for all these weeks and weeks. We've been working on all the numbers, one a week. So we're all the way to the number 10. And I want to show you this tracing sheet, and you can get a copy of it along with the lesson plan and all the other worksheets for this week. But let's look at the very last rocket. That is the number 10. It looks like a 1 and a 0. A 1 and a 0. That's what number 10 looks like. So you can have fun tracing today for homework. But right now, let me show you a number 10 again. Number 10 looks like a number 1 with a 0, just like that. Number 1 with a 0. That's number 10. Okay, so for math today, so practice that number 10 and we'll work on it all week long. But we're also going to do some subtraction today. And subtraction just means take away. So let's take a look. This is kind of just introducing subtraction. There are 10 stars right here. And we're going to take away 9. See these numbers? There's that 10 that we just learned. This little line right there means take away. So we're going to take away or subtract. And this second number tells me how many we're taking away. We're taking away 9. So I'm just going to scribble them away. Also, they're shaded on our sheet, so that helps. So there are 10 total stars, and we're going to take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just scribbling them out. 8, 9. You can scribble them out too. And then how many are left? How many stars are left when I scribble those out? I just have 1 star that's left. So 10, take away 9 is 1, just 1 star left. All right, now this time I have 7 rocket ships, and I'm going to take away 2. So I'm just going to scribble out 2. I think I'll use a black to scribble out so you can see a little easier. 1, 2. So 2 rocket ships are gone. So how many rocket ships are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 7 take away 2 is 5. Okay, so let's do the next one. There are 9 suns, and we're going to take away 6. So let's just take away 6 by scribbling them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many suns are left? 1, 2, 3 suns are left. So 9 take away 6 is 3. All right, let's do the next one. I see 4 planets, and we're going to take away 1 planet. So let's just scribble out 1 planet. And how many planets are left? 3 planets are left. Good. So 4 take away 1 is 3. Last one, everybody. We have 6 moons, and we're going to take away 3 moons. 1, 2, 3. How many moons are left? 1, 2, 3. So 6 take away 3 is 3. And that was our math time for today. I'm going to introduce a new color for today. It's the color gray, kind of like the moon. Astronauts and rockets blast off, and astronauts have explored the moon, and it's gray. G-R-A-Y spells gray. G-R-A-Y spells gray. Hi-ho, did you know? G-R-A-Y spells gray. Elephants are gray. Dolphins are gray too. Hi-ho, did you know? G-R-A-Y spells gray. We'll keep working on that this week. I want to introduce a new shape also, and it's the octagon. This is my friend Oscar. Oscar, octagon is my name. The shape of a stop sign is the same. My 8 sides are fun to count. How about we try it out? Let's count Oscar's sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this week we're going to be working on the shape, which is an octagon. I'm going to make a rocket right now for art. So let's head over to the art table, everyone. Okay, so here we are at the art table. We're going to make a homemade rocket, and I'll show you how. All you need to do is find a tube, and I have some ideas for you. This is just a pool noodle. I just cut it a little bit smaller. A tube is just something that has a hole. You're going to blow through the tube, so you want to make sure it has a hole. I also have a paper towel roll. That would work. Or this piece of PVC pipe. So I'm going to use the piece of PVC pipe, but you can find any kind of tube that you have at your house. All right, so I'm just going to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to roll it around my tube like that. And then I'm just going to tape it. Okay, The next thing I'm going to do, oh, I want to make sure, by the way, that it kind of slides up and down the tube very easily. The next thing I'm going to do is just slide it a little bit past the tube. So there's the tube, slide it a little bit past, and then I'm going to close up the ends just like that. There we go. See, one end is closed. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is take another piece of paper and just quickly trace a circle. I'm just using the bottom of this cup. Just tracing around. And then I'm going to cut that out. So I'm just going to cut out the circle. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it to the middle just like that and kind of fold it around to make a cone. Just make sure that's going to be, yep, that's perfect. So then I'm just going to tape that to the top so that it looks more like a rocket. Okay, and now you can decorate it. That's the fun part. I'm just going to make some ovals, I guess. So there you have it. We made a little homemade rocket, and I'll show you how it works, okay? Okay, there's our rocket, and I made one a long time ago. It's kind of bent now, but I actually even added some rocket boosters, so you can do that too on the sides if you like. But all you have to do is blow into the tube. Whoa, and it blasts off. You can take it outside and see how high it will go. Whoa, and you can see if you can catch it too. That could be a fun game. So there's our homemade rocket that we made for art today. And now let's learn about rockets. Okay, let's watch this video of a real rocket ship launching, okay? Let's listen to this.
8, 4, 3. Carrying Tess, a planet hunting.
Okay, that was pretty. I'm going to put the link below so you can watch the rest of that. But right now, let's learn about the planets that are in the solar system. So take a look. There's so many beautiful planets that God created. This one is Mercury. It's the closest to the sun, and it's the smallest. This is Venus. It's very hot. This is Earth, the only planet with life. There's Mars, the red planet. It has a big volcano on it. These next ones are called gas giants because they're made of gas, like Jupiter, the largest planet that has a red spot that's really a storm. There's Saturn that has rings. There's Uranus. It's blue because of gases that are on it. There's Neptune. It's the furthest from the sun. And then there's Pluto, which some people don't even think is a planet because it's so tiny and so far away. Well, those were the planets, and now we're going to read a story together called Sadie Sprocket Builds a Rocket. Sadie Sprocket Builds a Rocket by Sue Fleece. Sadie Sprocket had a wish to travel far from here, to venture through the galaxy beyond our atmosphere. She checked out every book on space, learned all there was to know. No one's been to Mars, she said. I'll be the first to go. So one day Sadie drew a map to navigate the stars. It's time to leave the Earth, she said, and travel straight to Mars. Because the journey would be long, she thought she'd bring a crew. She interviewed and tested each, and then she chose a few. First, we need to build a ship that's sturdy, safe, and fast. To make it there without a hitch, it must be built to last. They rummaged through the junkyard and gathered every part. They counted, weighed, and measured twice. She couldn't wait to start. Sadie and her crew worked hard to build her rocket ship. She scanned her map and chose a date to make the stellar trip. We launched today, young Sadie said. I've tested every switch. She knew that even one small blip could cause a major glitch. Friends and family wished her well. Reporters flocked to see. This spacebound girl with smarts and skill would soon make history. 10, 9, 8, she counted down. The engine shook the lawn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The ship was gone. The journey took 100 days. She knew it would be tough, but Sadie kept their spirits up. We'll be there soon enough. The crew tried playing cards and games without too much success. The pieces floated all around and made an awful mess. Instead, they read to pass the time and took turns making food, while Sadie wrote down everything and tracked their altitude. The Earth behind, so far away, was now a tiny dot. Then Sadie cried, "There's planet Mars! It's smaller than I thought." As their ship was closing in, the captain told her crew, "We'll set up camp and gather samples. We've got work to do." Sadie scanned her map of Mars and found a place to land. "We'll put the ship down over there upon the level sand." "Get your samples," Sadie said. They filled up 20 bags. They tied them tight and labeled them, and then they planted flags. After one last photograph, they packed up their supplies. Then Sadie stopped to look around and noticed flashing skies. "A storm is coming. Time to go." They strapped in for the flight. But then the rocket wouldn't budge. They couldn't leave the site. "The landing gear is very deep. We have to dig it free." They jumped back in, but sand was swirling. Now they couldn't see. When the storm had settled down, they got their chance to fly. But then the rocket wouldn't start. "There's one thing left to try." She quickly grabbed her rocket tools and checked the circuit board and fixed the wires, cleared the sand, and power was restored. Once the ship had warmed enough, she shouted, "Time to blast!" They zoomed past stars and asteroids and made it home at last. Sadie made the nightly news. The world now knew her name. The first to land on planet Mars had rocketed to fame. She triumphed in her mission, but Sadie wasn't done. This pioneer of space had plans. She'd only just begun. "One more question, please," they said. "What's next for you, Miss Sprocket?" "Maybe Neptune, but for that, I'll need a bigger rocket." The end. Well, I hope you had some fun today. Maybe you can make your own rocket. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.